One of the most beautiful stadiums in North America, Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. An interdivisional interconference matchup today. The Chicago Bears come to town to take on the Kansas City Chiefs before a crowd of 77,000 plus. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Verne Lunquist, and welcome to Arrowhead Stadium, where the Chiefs and the Bears meet for only the 6th time, and where Kansas City has gone undefeated this year en route to a 7-2 record, matching their best start since 1969. I'm joined by my partner Dan Fouts, who's down on a field he knows very, very well. Dan, the Chiefs are 7-2, but they've gotten here for the most part without Joe Montana. How have they done it?
Well, you got to credit the other quarterback, Dave Craig Verne. He's 3-1 as a starter, and Marty Schottenheimer has given him instructions today to play it very conservatively. Don't take a lot of chances. Let the defense win this game, and when you're talking defense in Kansas City on this fast surface, it's the pass rush of Derek Thomas and Neil Smith that's really the key.
Kansas City comes in 7-2 and a 2-game edge in the AFC West. The Bears are 4-5. This is the 3rd straight week they played an AFC Western Division opponent. They are 4-5, and they've gotten there with a woeful offense, dead last in the league in passing. How have they done it, Dan, or how can they win today with the problems on offense?
Well, look for a couple of newcomers today, specifically Tim Worley. Dave Wanstead told me the offense is as simplified as it can get. He's looking for some newcomers to take over. Worley will share some time with Neil Anderson, but also look for Curtis Conway and tight end Chris Gedney. But it all starts with that offensive line. They got to do the job up front against this great pass rush.
Chicago Bears have come to town for only the 3rd time ever. They last played here in 1981. They also played here in 1973, 2nd year of the stadium. The Bears, 4-5, have won the toss, and they will receive to our left. Kansas City, Nick Lowry, the veteran, will kick off for the 40th time this year. And Curtis Conway, the speedster, #1 draft choice, is back to return. It is a gorgeous mid-November afternoon. The 7-2 Chiefs against the 4-5 Chicago Bears. And anticlimactically, Lowry goes up to adjust the football. And we're set to go. Only the 6th meeting ever. The last time the two met was in 1990. That was in Soldier Field. Nick Lowry, who is having problems with this football, kicked 5 field goals in that game at the end of the season in '90, and the Chiefs won it at Soldier Field. Well, guess what? Dave Wanstead, 41-year-old head coach of the Bears, native of the Pittsburgh area and the University of Pittsburgh, as is Marty Schottenheimer, the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs. They were a decade apart. Schottenheimer played at linebacker for Pitt in the early 60s. Wanstead was an offensive tackle. Well, this has taken so long. Dan Fouts has made it all the way back from the field up to the booth. Now we'll let him catch his breath for a moment before he tells us what's going on. I thought you were slow. Nice move. Here's Conway, 5 yards back. He's fast, but he's out of breath, so we'll give you the starting lineups. Here's Jim Harbaugh, 32-27 as a starter, but the leader of a struggling offense now, struggling in part because of this very young line. Ozine and Bortz, the veteran, Fontenot, Todd Perry starting again, and Jay Leuenberg, once a 9th-round draft choice of the Chiefs. Anderson, Hayward, Conway, Waddle, and Jennings complete the offensive lineup. 1st down and 10 from the 20. Conway and Waddle both come wide to the right side, and the backs are in the eye with Neil Anderson, the deep back, behind Hayward. They hand it off to Anderson. He darts to his right and moves it out to the 25-yard line for a pickup of 5. Albert Lewis and Kevin Ross make the tackle. Defensively for Kansas City, Sally Amua, Phillips, and Neil Smith up front. Lonnie Martz, Tracy Simeon, Eric Anderson starts for Jaime Fields, who suffered a broken bone in his left hand during warm-ups. He was supposed to start today. And of course, Derek Thomas is a rushbacker. Carter, Ross, Bayless, and Lewis in the defensive secondary. Gedney starts in motion to the left, and here's Hayward testing the middle and coming up a yard short of the first down. Martin Bayless makes the tackle, number 30.
You know, the perfect scenario for Wanstead would be for some of the young guys on his offense and newcomers to give the Bears a chance to make some big plays. They haven't had any big plays at all this year. And I think that's really where Worley comes into play, and Conway and Gedney. But also look for Craig Hayward to carry the ball more today. Ron Turner told me last night they might not throw the ball at all. They feel real good about their running attack.
Well, and Dave Adolph, the coordinator defensively for the Chiefs, said he was concerned about Hayward, who is a slot to the right now. And here's Anderson, jammed up. Did not get the first down. Or he did. They're going to give him forward progress across the 30, and then he was knocked back.
It's that old second effort, Verne. He was piled up there for a moment, then spun back to the inside just enough to get across that 30 and pick up the big first down for the Bears. Nice way to start. 3 straight running plays gets them 11 yards and a first down.
Chicago 4-5 came from behind last week in San Diego. They were down 10-0 and playing poorly in the first half, but a strong second half got them the win, 16-13. 2 weeks ago, they lost on a last-second missed field goal to the Raiders at home. 1st and 10. Harbaugh will throw for the first time. Gets a good brush block from Bortz, and then completes the pass on the right side at the 41-yard line to Tom Waddle.
This is the type of offense we'll see out of the Bears. 3 straight running plays, get at the first down, and then you try the play action on first down, but also take advantage of Harbaugh's strengths, which has always been throwing on the run and getting out of that pocket away from number 90, Neil Smith, and number 58, Derek Thomas.
Kevin Ross getting his 3rd start at free safety. The change made from cornerback to free safety just prior to the Monday night game here against Green Bay 2 weeks ago. 2nd down and short. It's 2nd and 2. Fumble. Chiefs got it. Well, that's their indication. Let's see now. There's been no official signal given.
Well, now the ball is loose, but it looked like Neil Anderson might have got it back. The officials have not signaled Kansas City ball, so when they don't signal that the defense has it, usually means the offense has it, and now somebody's got a flag.
I believe you're right, too. I think Chicago has retained possession. There's Neil Smith gesturing at one of the opponents. Dick Hantak is our referee today.
Chiefs came with 8 men up that time. Martin Bayless, a strong safety, was crowding the line of scrimmage. That's just a bad exchange. I think Anderson saw big number 97 shooting the gap and getting in the backfield. That's Sally Amua.
Chicago has recovered the ball. We have offsetting fouls. Personal foul. Offense number 80. Personal foul. Number 34 defense. Penalties are offset. 2nd down. 3rd down.
Combatants are Dale Carter and Curtis Conway.
Here's Sally Amua. Watch him get off the line of scrimmage very quickly. Hayward picks him up, but I think that Anderson must have seen him and was thinking about making a break off that block there. Heads-up job, though, by Anderson to get on this ball and retain possession for Chicago. He really had to dig for it down at the bottom there.
Well, yet another indication of their offensive problems this year. Chicago is only 31% on 3rd down conversions for the season. That's not a very good average, and they're looking at a 3rd and 3 right now. They spread 3 wide receivers to the left side, 1 to the right. Now here's Gedney in motion to the right. Harbaugh with time will tuck it and run. There's a flag down, and Harbaugh gets it out of bounds. If the play stands, he has a first down at the 43.
I think it may be defensive holding on one of the wide receivers there, but heads up by Harbaugh with a short set. Saw a huge hole over the left side and took off. But Dave Adolph, the defensive coordinator for Kansas City, really doesn't mind the fact that there's that illegal use of the hands against the defense. So this will be a first down anyway. But Adolph really doesn't mind Harbaugh running with the ball. He'd rather him do that than pull up and throw the ball deep. He figures that Harbaugh will not make a lot of big plays on the ground.
illegal use of the hands. Defense number 34, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's Dale Carter, who was just flagged for the personal foul one previous play.
And that's 80 penalties now this year against Kansas City, which is second most in the NFL. The hands to the face and then grabbing the face mask of Tom Waddle. Easy call to make for the officials.
And a first down, Chicago at the 50-yard line. That's officially a gain of 6. First and 10, no score, early moments of the game. Harbaugh hands it off to Anderson, who gets a block from Hayward and then comes right to the 47-yard line of Chicago. Kevin Ross makes the tackle.
That was a heck of a tackle by Ross. He's their leading tackler, which is real unusual for a guy that started out being a cornerback and today makes his second start as a free safety. But he's always been a real physical corner, and he carries that attribute to the free safety position. Came up and stopped Anderson when it looked like he might have had a longer game.
Do you expect Chicago to try and exploit Kevin Ross today?
Well, they have to. They have to find a way to see if he is up to the task of looking for play-action passes, but also staying deep and preventing the bombs.
Second and 5. Here's Harbaugh. Wings it out to the right side, short of the first down. Tom Waddle made the catch at the 42.
In fact, last week against the Raiders, Ross was in his first start and really respecting the great speed of the Raider wide receivers, was lining up sometimes 15 to 17 yards deep in the secondary. The normal is 10 to 12 yards deep. And when I asked Dave Adolph where will he be this week, he says he'll be at 12 because he has to be at 12 because we want to be able to disguise some of our coverages. But his first instinct is back and not coming up.
He said, do you feel comfortable? He said, nope.
No, but I think he's aware that with the free agency situation coming into the NFL next year, that the more you can do, more positions you can play, the more valuable you are to a new employer.
3rd and 2. Freddie Banks replaces Conway on this play. That's Waddle in motion. Harbaugh with the toss, and Anderson has to cut it back and finds room. Runs well down to the 37-yard line and picks up 6 and a first down. Neil Anderson, who has been hampered by injuries. At one time 3 years ago, many thought he was the most complete back in the National Football League. Green Bay with an early lead over Detroit. And Anderson today is expected to give way to Tim Worley, the one-time #1 draft choice of the Pittsburgh Steelers, who was just acquired about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, and that's a real healthy, competitive situation. And I think Anderson is answering the competition in this first quarter.
Here's Anderson. First down toss comes right and is down to the 34. So this is exactly the kind of start the Chicago Bears were hoping for today.
Watch Ironhead here at the bottom of the screen, number 45. He's going to take his time with the snap count. Going to make sure that block on Derek Thomas. But that's a big part of their plan, though.
Yes, he is.
And he has been all year. And getting a bigger part of the plan at 300 pounds and rising.
2nd and 8. No score. 9:07 to go first quarter. That's Hayward moving slightly. And they test the middle. It'll be 3rd down again. On this drive, the Bears have converted their 3rd downs, and they've been in a 3rd down situation each set of downs.
One of the things that Wanstead said they want to do on offense is to run at Derek Thomas. Thomas is only a 240-pound defensive end / rush linebacker, whatever you want to call him. But in this situation now, this is where the Chiefs are really outstanding, when they can put Thomas in a 3-point stance on the short corner and turn him loose on the QB.
Just a note on the scoreboard, there's no clock operating right now. It's 3rd down. Harbaugh with the old shovel pass, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Neil Smith. They tried the Utah shovel pass, and Harbaugh throws it right into the arms of Neil Smith. That's his first interception of the season.
And only his 2nd of his great career, but this is probably the biggest mistake you'll ever see. Watch Smith doesn't even rush the passer. He reads this play the whole way and then just picks off the shovel pass. Big turnover for the Bears, something they could not afford to do this afternoon against this team.
Time has been called. Chief have the ball. About how they win here, he said, well, we can't turn it over. They just had their first.
And it was an impressive first drive, but this is a real bonehead mistake by Harbaugh, and he can't believe it himself. Watch Neil Smith. He recognizes the play right away. He stops, sees Anderson coming underneath on the shovel pass, and just picks up a gift.
Neil Smith came off and appeared to be injured, and he's getting some medical attention on the Chief bench. The clocks have stopped operating here in the stadium, but we are told that there are 8 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Smith's first pass interception last year was against Seattle, and he returned it all the way for a touchdown, and it looked like he was thinking the same thing there, and then the big guys jump on him. He looked like he wanted to laterally. He might have twisted his ankle.
Dave Craig getting ready to open up the offense for the Kansas City Chiefs. Dave, who won 10 games as a starter last year, having come down from Seattle, took a back seat to a guy named Montana, but Joe is out with a hamstring again this week. And up front, Alt and Dave Zott, Grunhard, Will Shields, a rookie from Nebraska, Ricky Siglar, are the offensive line. It's Allen in the backfield along with Kimball Anders, J.J. Burden, and Willie Davis at the wide receivers, and the tight end is Jonathan Hayes. Harvey Williams, by the way, is healthy but is on the inactive list today. Will not play, the running back. And again, the clock is not operating in the stadium, so it will be kept on the field. 8 minutes and 12 seconds remaining. Here's Hantak making that announcement. Joe Montana taking a seat he doesn't particularly care for in the coach's box.
Asked Marty Schottenheimer why he wasn't down on the sidelines. He said, well, simply he's got a bad hamstring, so let's have him sit down up in the coach's box, and perhaps he can see some different things up there and give Craig a hand when he comes over the sidelines by way of the phone.
Marty Schottenheimer did indicate that Montana might be ready to play next week. The concern is bringing him back a little too early.
He says that he thinks he might have learned their lesson. They've got to play it a lot more conservatively with this injury. And so far today, he's going to tell Dave Craig, basically, don't do what Harbaugh just did. Don't turn the ball over to the Bears. Don't give them any chance of thinking they can win this game. And remember that we don't have to score 100 points to beat anybody, not with the type of defense that we have.
You thought it might be wise for them to treat Montana's return as almost like an exhibition season.
Well, I think that if they wanted to use it in a platoon type of situation, that the dilemma that the Chiefs have is they have to get Montana and the receivers back in sync for this passing game to be effective. And one way of doing that, while not exposing Montana to further injury, is to play him part-time when he is healthy.
This delay is because they're trying to plug the clocks back in, and they just did. There's Paul Hackett, 4 years the head coach at Pittsburgh University, so there's a lot of Pittsburgh connections here today. Backs are split on first down. Dave Craig hands it off, and Marcus Allen gets a couple. And right guard out across the 42 to the 43-yard line. The Chicago Bear defense, and it has been a dandy one this year. Dent and Zorich and McMichael and Armstrong up front. The linebackers, Vincent Smith, Dante Jones, and Joe Kane. And the secondary, Jeremy Lincoln and Mark Carrier, Sean Gale, and Donnell Wolford, who had a terrific game last Sunday night in San Diego. Todd McNair comes in, and so also does Fred Jones. That's Jones in motion. On second down, Craig throws right side. It's caught by Jones, and he's down the sidelines with a first down at the 43-yard line.
One of the reasons why the Chiefs let go of Hassan Jones this week is to get Fred Jones more action. It's his third catch of the year. That's a nice way to start catching the first ball thrown to you.
Gain of 13, and bad news for the Kansas City Chiefs from the bench. Neil Smith, sprained ankle, doubtful return for the game. First and 10, J.J. Burden back in after the gain of 13. Craig with a lot of time. Settles for McNair in the left flat. Gets a block from Davis that knocks Lincoln out of the way. And he's got a first down inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. That's one reason Harvey Williams is inactive today.
Exactly. McNair just fits the style of offense more than Harvey Williams does. He's very versatile, quicker than you expect, and he's a good blocker. But this is what he does better than anything, is he catches passes well. And then after the catch, he's a real threat. Key block on the outside right there sets him down inside the 20.
That's a gain of 23 and a first down at the 19-yard line. Barnett and Jones are the wide receivers now. And Kimball Anders back in the lineup as a split back behind Dave Craig. They hand it to Marcus Allen. He sweeps to the right, finds nothing there, comes back to the left, and does regain the line of scrimmage.
About the best 1-yard run you'll ever see. How many Bears had a shot at him that time? The one thing about the Bear defense is their ends are going to play very wide, and they're going to force the action back into the linebackers. Ball's going to be handed off by Craig to the right side here, and watch, there's just nobody there. The linebackers miss. There's Dent, the other defensive end, and pretty good effort to pick up about an inch.
Officially nothing. Mark is closing in on 9,000 yards for his career. That's a select group. Backs are split. And Craig into the right flat, caught by Fred Jones, gets by Joe Kane, who makes the ankle tackle, but that is close for another first down.
Well, the one thing the Bears have got to do is they got to find a way of pressuring Dave Craig. He's sitting back there looking at the entire football field. He's not even been touched this afternoon.
And Fred Jones has now equaled the number of catches he had all year. He's got 2 in this game, 4 for the season. It's first and goal from the 9. No score with 5:13 to go, first quarter. Kimball Anders gets the handoff to the 1-yard line. Donnell Wolford with the tackle on the fullback for the Chiefs. A gain of 8.
Watch the block here on Steve McMichael here by Dave Zott. That opens up the hole. And Anders takes it down to the 1.
Second down and goal just outside the 1. Dave Wanstead said the offense, or rather Marty Schottenheimer, the offensive line has been a very pleasant surprise. Marcus Allen, touchdown. That's the 6th rushing touchdown for the Chiefs this year, all 6 by number 32.
And the Chiefs capitalize on a turnover. The interception by Neil Smith. And Allen's got another one of those touchdowns. Talk about select company. You get over 100 touchdowns in a career, you're up there with the Hall of Famers.
He's now scored 3 more touchdowns in a Kansas City uniform than he did in the entire 91 and 92 seasons combined. Lowry's extra point is up and good.
And it's a patent and run by Allen. Great vision. He runs very low, and he has the ability to get through the smallest of cracks.
7-0 Kansas City.
National Football League is sponsored by Mercedes-Benz, where safety, reliability, and performance are never optional. UPS, the official package delivery company of the NFL. RCA, #1 with the toughest critics in the world. And by Keystone, Keystone Light, and Keystone Dry.
Great blocking by the right guard here. That's Shields, but also watch how Allen gets right in behind his big fullback, Ernie Thompson. Just they part the sea. The Bears had real good defense, but Allen is so unique in his ability to find those little holes to get through and get in the end zone.
Kansas City goes 58 yards after the Neil Smith interception. 7 plays. It took 3 minutes and 47 seconds. And Marcus Allen, 5 touchdowns in 91 and 92. He's got 8 this season, and we haven't learned anything from previous experience. The ball goes off the tee again.
Well, he puts the tee upside down. I mean, the manufacturers spent millions and millions of dollars designing these kicking tees. And what does Lowry do? He takes it and puts it upside down, puts the ball on it. That's why he needs a holder.
And I'm sure he's got some absolutely logical reason why he does that.
Well, logical if you're a kicker.
That'll bounce in front of Conway and go out of bounds and come out to the 20-yard line.
I think that's his logic right there. Touchback.
Atlanta with an early lead over the Dallas Cowboys. Norm Johnson with his 23rd straight field goal. He's 6 away from the NFL record. And Green Bay has increased its lead to Detroit. Looks like it's a festival of field goals early on this Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, there's a few.
First down and 10. Chicago trails 7-0. Here's Tim Worley, who's in the lineup, and comes to the right side with a gain of about 1.5. Well, they get him 2, and he's out of bounds after the tackle by Tracy Simeon. Albert Lewis also with the tackle. Neil Smith out of the lineup with the sprained ankle that he sustained on the interception.
You wonder how much this surface had to do with that injury. Didn't look like it was a big deal when he was being tackled, but his foot probably just stuck in the artificial surface and his ankle gave way.
Second down and 8. Flags are down. That ball dropped by Tim Worley at the 24-yard line. And we'll see if Kansas City might have been offside.
We might have a couple of infractions here. It looked like Derek Thomas was definitely offsides, but there might have been some action in the backfield as well. And this just drives Schottenheimer crazy. These penalties. This is 3 so far today, and this is the 20th time that his defense has been offsides.
Defense, number 58, 5-yard penalty.
And he
Repeat
says,
the down.
of all the
Second
penalties,
down.
being offsides is the most inexcusable, because all you have to do is go on the movement of the ball, not on the quarterback's voice.
He was rather animated in discussing that yesterday.
Yeah, he had the books out with all the stats and the whole bit.
Second and 3. Here's Hayward. No. Didn't get it. It'll be third down again. Tracy Simeon, number 54, with the tackle. Kansas City giving up only an average of 81 yards per game. That's number 3 in the National Football League. Defensively, they have been stout this season.
Well, the key for them is to win the battles on first down. If they can do that, then they force the opponent into passing situations, and then they can turn loose that pass rush.
Chicago 3 of 4 on third down so far. Here's the toss to Worley and the sweep right. He puts his shoulder down and gets enough for the first down, so they're 4 of 5 on third down conversions. In no game this year have the Chicago Bears finished a game at better than 50% on third down, so it's been a
yeah, they're doing a heck of a job. Nice job here by Jay Lewinberg, playing right tackle today with the kick-out block on Martin Bayless. That really opens up the hole for Worley to get the first down. I think Bear fans are going to be very pleasantly surprised by number 38. He is a very talented running back.
First and 10, and 27-year-old Tim Worley to beat back in the eye. Gets the handoff. Isolation play, breaks loose, and that might be enough to move the chain again as he's out to the 45-yard line.
Now this shows you why he was the #1 pick of the Steelers 4 years ago. He has patience and confidence in his own abilities. Watch as he takes his time getting to this hole, then he gets through it, and then the added plus is the power at the end of the run as he takes on weak safety Kevin Ross. Another first down for the Bears.
Gain of 10, first down at the 44, 7-0. Kansas City leads with 1:43 to go, first quarter. Chicago's game plan, play it close to the vest, but they will do play action here and go deep. And it's almost picked off. There's a should have been. Eric Anderson, number 50, who was a late-minute addition to the starting lineup for Jaime Fields, and he had it right in his mitts and dropped it.
The reason he just gets a tremendous read. Watch these linebackers go back 15 yards and get in the way of this crossing route by Waddle. They do not respect this fake at all and show great speed of getting back there. In fact, one of the linebackers got in Anderson's way, or he would have picked it off easily.
I don't think the fake is going to be in the Steve DeBerg playbook.
No, Harbaugh doesn't quite have that ability, but very few quarterbacks do.
Harbaugh left side, caught by Gedney, and he's knocked down as he gets near the 49, 50-yard line, a gain of 3. Chris Gedney, the number 3 draft choice this year from Syracuse.
And the Bears envision Gedney being their answer to the Cowboys' Jay Novacek. He is an excellent receiver, and he's got tremendous size, and he'll be a better blocker than Novacek. They just hope that he can catch the ball as well.
Injured early on. He's now got 9 catches for the year. It's 3rd and 7. Blitz. And Conway grabs hold of it, but he's going to come up a yard short of the first down. Good job by Harbaugh reading the blitz. Albert Lewis coming from the corner, but that's going to be a yard short. And the Bears will punt it away. The Chicago Bears are only 4-5, but two of the three elements of a football game, they played well. Defense and special teams, they are number 1 in the league at front coverage. Here's Gardocki. Nice and high. No flag. There was contact. And a fair catch is made by Willie Davis inside the 10. Or J.J. Burden, beg your pardon. It's 88 instead of 84. So Burden back to return a punt for only the 4th time this year. Fair catch. KC has it. There was a flag in the last play that we just noticed. And a convention.
Don't you just love to hear what they're saying?
Mm-hmm.
There are not that many options down there, are there? Oh, were they offsides or were we offsides?
Here's Hantak.
There is no foul.
Terrific.
12th man who had been on the field had successfully cleared the sideline prior to the snap.
You know what? I'm glad that he explained it. Now,
Mincy's got some explaining to do now.
Does he ever? 10 seconds remaining first quarter. KC up 7-0 in this beautiful stadium built in 1972. That was after the Chiefs. Well, no, they have won division title since 1970, since the merger. And that is amazing when you think back to the Super Bowl that they won. The Raiders, the Broncos, 17 between them. The Chargers, 4. Seattle and KC, 1 since the merger.
Yeah, but they got a 7-2 record, and they're 4-0 in the very tough AFC West.
After their first fair catch of the season, they have a 1st and 10. And here's the handoff to Kimball Anders, who moves it out across the 10 to the 12-yard line. Factoid alert. That was the first fair catch for Kansas City, but it was the 28th time that Chris Gardocki had a punt fair caught.
All right, and that's the end of the first quarter.
That's my job. The score is 7-0 KC. In Kansas City, Missouri, Verne Lunquist and Dan Fouts. 7-0. Kansas City has the lead. And everything's up to date in Kansas City. This is what was going on during the break between quarters.
Some of the alumni that are here today.
2nd down. And here's Craig looking right all the way. Fires it out to Willie Davis and makes the catch for a 1st down at the 22-yard line. Donnell Wolford made the tackle. That's a gain of 10.
This is really the primary pass of this West Coast offense. You got one guy hooking and then one guy swinging, and the quarterback makes this man here be wrong. Actually, the strong safety comes up. There's a hook right in behind him, and it's a 1st down. And again, Craig's got all day to throw.
Dave Craig, 4 of 4 early in the game. 1st down and 10. Allen the deep back. And they hand it off to Marcus Allen, who moves the pile out near the 25-26-yard line.
It's a real big offensive line for Kansas City. Alt's a 300-pounder. Zott goes at 290. Grunhard, the center's a 300-pounder. And Shields and Sigler also right there at the 3 Bills mark. They're showing a lot of power straight ahead.
Ricky Sigler tried 4 years in a row to stick with San Francisco. Never became a regular part of what was going on there. And then inexplicably almost becomes a starter at right tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs. Anders back in the lineup with Marcus Allen. And here's Marcus Allen with a lot of room left side.
He's just so smooth. Makes the first guy miss and just slides to the outside. Running low, doesn't look like he's running very fast, but he's picking up yardage. From the I formation where he's most effective, he can see the entire defense. He makes dent miss there and then slips to the outside and picks up another first down.
18 yards, and he now goes over 9,000 yards for his career. There are the others, and of that list, only Dickerson, Dorsett, and Otis Anderson are not in the Hall of Fame. That's because none of them is eligible yet. Play action, Craig, left side, man open. Caught and dropped or incomplete. It is ruled an incomplete pass.
Big hit on Willie Davis by Jeremy Lincoln, number 39. Good recovery by Lincoln. It's the play action fake. They're running the ball pretty good, and Craig is a pretty good ball handler in the backfield. Throws this ball very well, but it's a pop in the back by Lincoln that makes Davis drop the ball.
The applause is for Marcus Allen and the announcement that he has just gone over 9,000 yards in his career. And Marty Schottenheimer is one of the first to come over and shake his hand. Todd McNair is back in the lineup, so is Keith Cash. On second down, sweep right, McNair. And that's across the 40 to the 42.
That is a heck of an accomplishment for Marcus Allen, especially when you look back at how many yards he was robbed of the last couple of years with the Raiders in LA by Al Davis. He might be on his way to 11,000, maybe even 12,000 at this point.
Big moment for him recently, last week, when they went back and played in the Coliseum against the Raiders, and Marcus Allen was superb in that come from behind win. 3rd and 3. And he's superb on this play. 7 yards to the 50. I think, Dan, you played with him, against him many times, but also played with him in a Pro Bowl or two, didn't you?
Well, as Marty says, he's really a true professional. He practices very hard, but he's just got a style. There's just some players that know how to play the game. Marcus was a great high school quarterback in San Diego. In the championship game, he scored 5 touchdowns, returned a kickoff for a touchdown, and threw for one as well. So he's been doing this for a long time.
That's not a bad average. 1st and 10. Allen with 25 yards. Play fake, good one. Craig going deep for Willie Davis and Donnell Wolford. And Donnell Wolford with good coverage, but a flag has been dropped at the 10.
That looked like excellent coverage. This could go either way. And they're going to call it against Wolford, though. Must have grabbed him when the ball was in the air, but it sure looked like he had perfect position on it. He had such a great game last week, shutting down Anthony Miller of the Chargers. This one's going to go against him, though.
Interference. Defense, number 21. Automatic first down.
We should get a real good shot at this one here. He sees that Davis is going deep. There's that right hand there. That's a good call. You cannot touch the man after that 5-yard mark. It should be called illegal contact and not pass interference. He hit him about 20 yards down the field with that right hand. That's an excellent call and something you don't see called that often by the officials these days.
But you make a very good point, because the illegal contact penalty not as severe as pass interference.
Yeah, and the ball was not in the air at the point that they made contact.
1st down and 10 at the 11. And this is Kimball Anders inside the 10 near the 7-yard line.
You know, that was a real long penalty. I mean, if it's illegal contact, it's just a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot.
Now Marcus Allen comes back into the lineup.
Oh, that's a good move. Schottenheimer says if we're down, we've got a short yardage situation, or we're down near the goal line, he wants number 32 in the lineup.
7-0 with 11 to go first half. And Chiefs threatening to add to that total. Cash is in motion. Blitz is coming. Allen gets the handoff and a touchdown. Another memento for the trophy case.
Well, and right now the Chiefs are just overpowering the Bears up front. Nothing fancy the Chiefs are doing. They're just giving it to Marcus deep in the backfield, letting that big red offensive line push the Bears all over the field.
Lowry is on for the extra point. Ryan Parker will hold. Up and good. Well, he's hit 99% of his extra points over his long career, so no surprise there.
A 92-yard drive in just 9 plays, and Allen's in for his second touchdown of the day, dragging Bears with him.
14-zip KC.
Offensive line, a lot of credit. Let's talk about the tight ends this time. Number 89 is Cash. 85 is Jonathan Hayes. He caves in Richard Dent. And then it's just Marcus Allen finding another little seam in the defense and pulling the Bears in for his second touchdown of the afternoon.
Well, Lowry, not everything has been perfect today. Lowry's having trouble getting that ball off the upside-down tee.
Yeah, it's still upside down too, Verne. It's a little breezy here today, but maybe he needs to put a little stickum on the tee. But look, you see it's upside down.
Could we just turn it over?
Well, you know, spend millions and millions of dollars designing these things. I know that I went on a tour once of a kicking tee factory, and I said the way you do it is you put the big end down and the little end up. He's got, his ends are upside down.
Dale Carter's going to add some help here. And it's into the wind and taken short by Conway at the 15. Great speed. And some room, gets by Dale Carter, hit from behind, but he does get it out near the 40-yard line, and now a flag comes flying into the fray a little late. Conway, the #1 draft choice of the team from Southern California, personal foul, Kansas City, after the 25-yard return.
Unnecessary roughness on the kicking team, number 25. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Doug Terry found guilty of the personal foul. That moves it across midfield to the 46-yard line, and time has been called.
Sponsored by Pizza Hut.
Marcus Allen has scored both Chief touchdowns and also gone over 9,000 rushing yards for his career. Neil Smith set up the first touchdown with a pass interception, but on that play he sprained his ankle and is doubtful for the remainder of the game. And the Chiefs just went 92 yards in 9 plays, but the key play was a 39-yard pass interference call. And now, after a personal foul, Chicago has a 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. That's Gedney in motion. Play fake, not a particularly effective one. Harbaugh tucks it and runs and gets a block downfield from Chris Gedney. The run was effective after the play action fake was not. Gain of 7.
Harbaugh's the second leading rusher for the Bears this year. He's just got about 200 yards on the ground, nice 5-yard average, but it's in the passing game where he still does not have a game where he's thrown for over 200 yards. And the Bears really need some improvement if they're going to make a stretch run here.
One of the ironies of the season is that the highest scoring total in a game belongs to Chicago this year, 47 points in the win over Tampa. And yet they're really suffering. Here's Worley back in the lineup, down to the 31. Oh, it's Neil Anderson, beg your pardon. 35 instead of 38, and he picks up 8 on that play.
Anderson is coming behind the big guy. There's Ironhead straight up the middle. And against Tracy Simeon, it's just no contest. That's a huge hole. Good job by Ozine on the left side as well.
1st and 10, Chicago at the 30. Anderson again starts left, comes into the center of the line of scrimmage and is down at the 28-yard line.
There's an example of the Chiefs winning on 1st down. Schottenheimer told us yesterday that defensive goals, if it's a running play, they want to hold the offense to 3 yards or less. If it's a pass play, and they've got man-to-man coverage, and it's also 3 yards or less. And if it's zone coverage, it's 5 yards or less. And the key there is that if you can get the opponent into a nickel situation on this fast surface in this crowd and turning loose those pass rushers, you really have something.
2nd and 9. Harbaugh will run it, and he's got a lot of room up the middle. Down to the 11-yard line. Eric Anderson, number 50, with the tackle. That's a gain of 18 yards.
The pass protection is really pretty good on this play, but watch how the middle opens up for Harbaugh. The Chiefs are in a stunt where both tackles loop real wide, both Phillips and Saliamua, and then Harbaugh just has all the room in the world to get down close to the 10-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Good job of handling that twist between the tackles.
8:25 to go, 1st half, 14-0 Kansas City. Anderson will test right guard, and he stopped near the 7-yard line.
The Chiefs, Dave Adolph, their defensive coordinator, says that they really are not going to use a spy to try and stop Harbaugh when he's running the ball, but they may at times use Derek Thomas. The dilemma there is that Thomas is an excellent pass rusher. Do you want him rushing the passer or laying back trying to make the tackle? The problem for Adolph is Harbaugh is fast for a quarterback. He needs a fast guy to bring him down, and that's Derek Thomas.
2nd down and 7. The toss to Anderson goes right and picks up 1. Gain of actually 3 on the play, not 1. 7.5 to go, 1st half.
This has been a good drive for the Bears. Remember, they started the game very well, very impressive, running the ball, a couple of play-action passes, and then the Harbaugh mistake when he threw the shovel pass to Neil Smith. But this drive was helped out by the Chiefs' special teams with the personal foul at the end of a nice long kickoff by Curtis Conway.
3rd and 5. Back split behind Jim Harbaugh. Chiefs threatening a blitz. Harbaugh, nobody open. Shovel pass to Hayward. Hayward bangs it down near the 1-yard line. I don't think he got enough for the 1st down.
Talk about a bull in a china closet. This was really a heads-up play by Harbaugh. Watch, he has nothing on the left side of the field. He comes back and sees big number 45. Throws him a basketball pass right there. And watch the bodies go flying.
One of those bodies that was flying was Dan Saliamua, and he may have been injured on the play. Time has been called, as a matter of fact, for the training staff to come out and also for the measurement for the 1st down. There's the measurement, and it's short. It'll be 4th down.
Big decision now for Wanstead. And the decision's been made as Van Horn and Keith Jennings come in the game. And last thing I checked, neither of them can kick a field goal. It looks like they're going to be going for it. I like this decision. You've got to do something to stem the tide, give your offense some confidence. No better way than by picking up a 4th down conversion.
While they tend to the injury of Dan Saliamua, time has been called. We'll be back right after this. Dan Saliamua walked off without assistance, but he is not on the field for this 4th down play, nor is Neil Smith. Nickel and McDaniels are in there defensively. 4th and 1. Backs in the eye. Play fake. Harbaugh drills it in complete. Threw it too high and too hard for Gedney. Not a good pass.
Not a good decision either. He had all the time in the world to find Gedney or to let him maneuver, and he also could have run this ball after he saw that Gedney was covered by Albert Lewis. Ball thrown too high and too hard. Gedney never had a chance. Lewis has perfect coverage from the left side of the screen. The high, hot one. No good.
Jim Harbaugh on the sideline wondering what if he had run to his right or he had taken something off the pass. But Kansas City holds on downs and they take over at their own 2. Here's the handoff right side and a flag thrown into the offensive backfield as Kimball Anders gets the handoff. Fred Jones and Alonzo Spillman having at each other, holding half the distance, which will take it back to the 1.
And another penalty against Schottenheimer's Chiefs. Second in the league, second most behind the Raiders. You expect that out of the Raiders, though, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Holding. Offense, number 79. Penalty is declined. Second down.
You talked about what if, Verne. Watch the sellout here by the Chiefs. The good coverage by Lewis, and then look at all this room up here that Harbaugh could have run the ball in. The Chiefs are fooled except for Lewis, and then there's just nobody out here. Would have been an easy score for Harbaugh.
But he went to Gedney because that was his intention all along, and it was incomplete. There's a handoff out near the 6-yard line. Kimball Anders gets the carry again, and Alonzo Spillman, number 90, makes the tackle. It'll be third down. Atlanta has increased its lead over Dallas 13-0. Green Bay over Detroit. Indianapolis leads Buffalo early. New England over Miami. Cincinnati trailing the Jets, and Houston leading Cleveland. It's third down and 5.
Talked to Ron Turner, the offensive coordinator for the Bears. If he talked to his brother Norv, who's the coordinator for the Cowboys, he said, yeah, he was really worried about that Atlanta game. Playing down there, and the Falcons are much improved.
Third down and 5. Marcus Allen behind Dave Craig. Craig fires it out for Cash, and that's going to be close for the first down near the 11-yard line. Let's see if he got enough. I don't think he did. No, the punting unit's going to hurry on. Gain 4. And now Brian Barker is on to punt for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Very conservative call by Paul Hackett, and good job of getting rid of the ball by Craig, not forcing it over the middle where the Bears could have picked it off. It's part of the big game plan for the Chiefs on offense today.
Terry Obey is the return man. He waits back near the 47-yard line. And Barker, Robert Green almost got there. Fair catch called. That'll be a flag interfering with the opportunity to make a fair catch, and it'll be called on Martin Bayless. Or is it Fred Jones? Fred Jones, number 80 instead of 30.
And this will set up the Bears in great field position in the Chiefs' end of the field. Again, a special teams penalty against Kansas City. They're lucky they got a 14-point lead.
Dick Hamtack will unravel it for us if there's any unraveling to be done.
Fair catch interference on a kicking team, number 80. 15-yard penalty. First down.
The injury report from the Kansas City bench, by the way. Well, here, take a look at it.
There's the fair catch sign, and there's Jones trying to avoid it, but didn't.
Dan Saliamua, a stinger. Questionable whether he'll return. Time called. 1969. Ticker tape parade. Hank Stram and the Kansas City Chiefs knocked off Minnesota and won the Super Bowl. Lenny Dawson, then as now a resident of Kansas City. Otis Taylor, what a great receiver he was. And one of the better middle linebackers in the history of the game, Emmett Thomas. So many great names associated with the Chiefs, including Bobby Bell, who is Dan Fouts' colleague in the Hall of Fame.
As is Willie Lanier and Lenny Dawson.
Pretty decent team.
A couple other Chiefs.
First down, Tim Worley gets the handoff and drives down near the 30-yard line. 14-0 Kansas City, but Chicago with a lost opportunity a moment ago, and now good field position. They pick up 4 on that play.
You know, Wanstead said they've whittled this offense down so far. They've simplified it so much, and you're really seeing it today. I mean, we're just seeing run after run after run, and then just a couple of bootlegs or waggles for Harbaugh. None of the traditional type of passing offense.
Second down and 6. Ironhead Hayward is in the backfield. Yebney in motion. And here's Ironhead at Arrowhead. And the earth move. Well, the Cowboys struggling against the Atlanta Falcons. Let's go back and get an update from Greg Gumbel.
Verne struggling is right. Bobby Hebert to Mike Pritchard for 13 yards in the touchdown here. The defense of Atlanta pitched a shutout last week. They've got the Cowboys shut out with just over 2 minutes to play. 13-0 Falcons, Verne.
All right, Greg, it's 14-0 here. First down and 10, however, Chicago inside the 20 for the second time in the last couple of minutes. Worley back in the backfield as the deep man in the eye. Down to the 17-yard line. That's a gain of 3. His 5th carry, and he's got 26 yards. Don't forget, the Chicago Bears will go to Detroit for the traditional Thanksgiving Day game, televised on CBS. Chicago and Detroit at 12 o'clock Eastern Time on Thanksgiving Day. And it all starts with the NFL today at a special time, 12 o'clock Eastern. Look at this, 8 passes, 21 runs. Worley comes left to the 15-yard line. Tackle made by Derek Thomas. Again, the Chiefs defense, Neil Smith out with a sprained ankle. Dan Salamua out with a stinger or a shoulder injury, neck injury. Jaime Fields, who was supposed to start the game as a linebacker, as a rookie, replacing the injured Tracy Rogers, broke a bone in his left hand in pregame warm-ups. So Eric Anderson is in there. There have been some defensive injuries that have handicapped Dave Adolph and the Kansas City Chiefs. Third down. Chicago 4 out of 7 on third down conversions. Harbaugh knocked back in his face. Kevin Ross.
Nice call by Adolph, bringing Ross on the safety blitz. From the left side of the screen, it's a 3-step drop, and there's number 31 getting way up in the air. Only 5'9", needed all of it to block that one.
That will bring on Kevin Butler, who is 17 of 21 for the season, including a home run of 55 last week. That after he missed 2 inside 35 against the Raiders. Butler knocks it through. At long last, the Chicago Bears do get on the board. The score comes with 2:17 remaining in the first half, and that cuts the margin to 14-3.
And talking to Wanstead yesterday, and about how he sets up the type of game for his ball club. He gives them a scenario as to how he thinks the game will go. He said, well, we got to get off to a fast start. They didn't quite do that. They fell behind 14-0. We have to win the battle of the turnovers. Well, they're down 1-0 in the turnover battle, but they're hanging in there. And that's been a trademark of Wanstead's Bears, is that they're never out of the ball game. And if they can just keep hanging in there, the Chiefs are getting some injuries on their defense. The Bears have been real effective running the ball. You just never know. And especially when you look at that Bear defense, how well they've played. This is why they've been in games, allowing only 13.8 points per game.
And look what they've done when the total points allowed have been even less than this. NFL champs in '63. They were in the playoffs in '86. They won the Super Bowl in '85, and in the playoffs in '88. Wanstead saying yesterday that 2 of the 3 elements of a game are intact: special teams and defense. And what a kick by Gardocki! My goodness, that one sails beyond the end line. And it'll be first down and 10, Kansas City at the 20 with 2:11 remaining in the first half of play. KC has all 3 timeouts remaining, as do the Chicago Bears.
We'll see how adventurous the Chiefs will be with this 11-point lead at the end of the first half. 80 yards away from a touchdown and about 70 yards or 60 yards away from a Nick Lowry field goal attempt.
First and 10, Kansas City. Greg looks left under some pressure. Got him. Trace Armstrong gets the first sack of the day, and Trace Armstrong's 6th of the season.
This is just what the Bears needed. There's pressure on Craig. Armstrong has outstanding speed. Here he is, number 93. He's going to go around Ricky Siglar here. Takes the inside route. Fights off another block by Shields. That's a heck of a play by Trace Armstrong.
We have reached the 2-minute warning after the first sack of the afternoon. 14-3, Kansas City leads by 11. First half, 14-3, Kansas City leading Chicago. Dan Salamua injured with a stinger and is doubtful or questionable for the remainder of the game.
You see he's already been fitted with this neck brace here. He doesn't have a whole lot of neck to get a stinger in either, Verne.
No.
6 foot tall.
Dan, who was drafted originally by the Detroit Lions and then put on Plan B, was working as a concrete finisher in Phoenix, Arizona, working every night from midnight to 6 when he signed with the Kansas City Chiefs. Here's Marcus Allen. And Trace Armstrong went for the tackle and the football, but he got only the tackle in that play, and Allen is down at the 21.
And the Bears are going to use their timeouts. This is heads up by Wanstead and his team. Give him a chance to get the ball back and get some more points.
That is the first timeout used by the Chicago Bears. They have 2 remaining, 1:54 to go in the first half of play. Coming up next Saturday on CBS Sports, we'll have Olympic Winterfest for you. Countdown to Lillehammer. You'll see highlights from Skate Canada. Kurt Browning will be going after the championship of that event, and also the World Cup speed skating from Berlin. Then it's the season debut of college basketball as the Louisville Cardinals take on the Kentucky Wildcats in an outstanding early season matchup. That's next Saturday on CBS. 3rd and 9 for the Kansas City Chiefs. 1:54 to go before halftime, and it's 14-3. Todd McNair in the backfield. 3 wide receivers to the right side. And Craig screen pass right side, and wow, Maurice Douglas knife through to read that one, and now Chicago will use a second timeout. (14-3) here. Atlanta is still leading, and Emmitt Smith is out of the ball game. Greg and Terry will update you with that injury and how severe it is when we go to them at halftime in just a minute and 46 seconds.
And we'll see how good the Cowboys are without Emmitt Smith and without Troy Aikman. Everybody's ready to give them their Super Bowl rings, but they got to play the games, and they got to be able to stay healthy.
Detroit has come back to notch that score, and Buffalo has gone on top of Indianapolis. New England continues to lead Miami. It's 4th down here. Brian Barker is on to punt. Terry Obie waits for it near the 45-yard line. Bears are coming. Barker gets rid of it. It's a dandy. Obie with a fair catch all the way back at the 40-yard line. They will officially give him the 41. A dandy punt by Brian Barker. 44 yards, but most significantly, the hang time was there. 1:39 to go, and the Chicago Bears are back on the field on offense.
But they got to get something more out of their passing game. On Harbaugh's first drive, he completed passes for 11 yards. Second drive, just 7. Third drive, just 4 yards. and he had 0 yards passing on the 4th drive of the first half.
It's a case of diminishing yards.
Now he's got more yards rushing than he has passing today.
5 of 9 for 24. Bears have 1 timeout left. Robert Green is in the lineup, number 22. And he gets the handoff and comes left. They put a special package in for Robert Green this year. Dave Wanstead said yesterday he's not talented enough to ever be our starting tailback, but I love him. I love having him on this team.
He gave him the highest compliment you can give a player. He said he's a winner. And look at the end of this play. Looks like it could be called face mask penalty here as he runs by Carter. That right hand goes across, and I have to think that the officials blew that call. See Green's head spin around? That's why they have that penalty, because he grabbed that face mask or the head. You can cause serious injury. Bill Carter got away with one.
Now the measurement for the first down on the far side of the field, or near side, it's good enough for the first down.
Bears have 1 timeout, Verne, and they're already getting real close to the now expanded range of Kevin Butler.
Dave Wanstead said after the disappointment of the Raider loss when Butler missed 2 last week, facing that 55-yarder, he asked Butler, he said, "Can you kick it?" And Butler said, "I feel great. I had a 57-yarder in warm-ups." Went after it, knocked it home. On first down, Chiefs threaten a blitz. They're not coming. Here is Green, and he's out of the backfield near the 44-yard line. 1:23 remaining in the first half.
The other thing, Butler will be kicking off this artificial surface, and kickers are probably the only professional football players that like playing on this stuff because it's such a good surface to kick the ball off of.
Harbaugh on the line to the 35-yard line. That's good for a first down. And the Bears will not use their final timeout. Gary Obie comes in, Harbaugh back. Across the middle to the 27-yard line.
That Bear offensive line, the center, Fontenot, Bortz, and Todd Perry doing a great job of setting short and allowing Harbaugh to work from only 2 or 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That makes the path to the quarterback for Derek Thomas a lot more difficult.
Now they spike the ball and kill the clock. Kevin Butler hoping for an opportunity, or hoping really to kick an extra point. But they're within range now, and he will have the wind behind him if they can give him the chance to kick it. Third down. Harbaugh looking left, throws it up for grabs, and it's going to be incomplete at the 1-yard line. That was a floater that was dangerously close to being picked off.
Yeah, Anderson had his man guarding him very closely, but the safety was coming over as well. This will set up Butler well within his range. The pressure from Derek Thomas, number 58, comes from the left side of the screen as he was just spying on Harbaugh, saw him running, and then went after him and knocked him down.
45-yard field goal attempt for Kevin Butler. Starts it right, hooks it back in, and it is perfect. So well conceived and executed drive to set up Butler with the field goal for Dave Wanstead and the Bears.
It's really amazing to me, Verne, is how you can make a football curve when you kick it. That ball looked like it was going to be wide to the right side, and the last 20 yards or so just kind of drifted right down the middle.
23 seconds remaining in the first half, and the Bears have cut it.
You know, I'm not really anxious to find out the reason, because I don't really want to spend that much time talking to a kicker. But watch this one. It's headed right towards that right post, and it's the power draw that pulls it down the middle.
Butler 2 for 2 today. That was a 32-yard drive in 7 plays.
And if there's ever a kicker that can kick in windy conditions, it's Kevin Butler.
He does that at home all the time. Now Gardocki will kick off. 23 seconds to go, first half, 14-6. Coming up on the NFL Today halftime report, Greg and Terry will have all the scores and highlights, an update on the Emmitt Smith injury, plus a look back at the Jets' shocking upset over the Baltimore Colts in Super Bowl III as they gather this weekend to celebrate the silver anniversary.
And the Jets are wearing those uniforms, the same uniforms that Joe Willie and crew wore back in '68.
If they had Joe Willie and crew try on those uniforms, chances are few would fit. Gardocki's kick, taken by Fred Jones. Out to the 30. Flag is down at the 15. Tackle made by John Ivlow, who replaced Bob Christian on the active roster this week for the Bears. When Christian came down with mononucleosis, they'll walk this one off. Well, he was, Marty Schottenheimer was exasperated by the penalties his team was getting yesterday and not in a happy frame of mind right now.
Holding on the return, number 53. We will penalize half the distance to the goal line. First down.
That is the 5th penalty against KC in the ballgame.
Nice move by Jones and great acceleration after the move. That's really the key. Because once you fool somebody, don't hang around and tell them, get going.
From the 9-yard line, Chicago's only penalty helped set up the second Kansas City injury, and the Chiefs are going to be content to go in leading by 8 at the half. So 2 Marcus Allen touchdowns at the end of long drives gave Kansas City a 14-0 lead. Kevin Butler has hammered home 2 field goals. The last came from 45 yards out to make it 14-6 at the half. That's the end of the first half, 14-6 Kansas City.
Sponsored by new Loose Fit Dockers. Nobody does pants like Dockers.
Welcome, everyone. Those of you who have been watching the Chicago Bears and the Kansas City Chiefs. Greg Gumbel along with Terry Bradshaw at halftime. The Chiefs lead at 14-6. Bears are still in this game despite very little offense.
Well, David Wannstedt, the head coach, said to me, he said, we've got to create turnovers to help our offense. And you look at the Bears and their inability, really, Greg, to throw the football. Harbaugh in the first half is only averaging 3 yards per attempt, and you just can't win when you can't throw the football down the field.
And Marcus Allen, a couple of rushing touchdowns, 14-6. Chiefs lead it at halftime. In Atlanta, take a look at what's happening to the Dallas Cowboys. The Falcons lead it at the break by a score of 13-0. Bobby Hebert throwing to Mike Pritchard.
All-out blitz by the Cowboys to put pressure on Hebert. He finds Pritchard in the flat, man-to-man coverage. Nice job.
Now watch to your left of your screen, number 22, Emmitt Smith.
Looks like he catches a knee. Looks like Pierce Holt knees Emmitt in a thigh muscle, and he has to leave the game.
Bernie Kosar just 5 of 11 for 22 yards, or for 20 yards in the first half. The Falcons lead at 13-0. In Milwaukee, the Packers lead the Lions at halftime. 13-10 is the score there. A little tailgating tradition out in front of the ballpark before the game. And then Edgar Bennett, a 1-yard touchdown run to get the Packers up by a score of 7-0. But the Lions come back on the arm of Rodney Peete.
You catch a blitz, you get bump and run at the top of your screen. Willie Green gets that one step, excellent throw, a little under coverage, which looks like a bad throw, but was a great throw by Peete.
Barry Sanders, 64 yards rushing in the first half. He is over 1,000 yards rushing for the 5th consecutive year. 13-10, Packers in the lead. At Rich Stadium in Buffalo, Jim Kelly got the start today through a touchdown pass. The Bills lead it at halftime, 16-6 over Indy. In Miami, the Patriots leading the Dolphins 3-0 at halftime. At the Meadowlands, the New York Jets, a couple of touchdowns on the ground. They lead the Bengals 14-3 at the break. And in Cleveland, Warren Moon has thrown a touchdown pass. So has Todd Philcox. The Oilers lead the Browns 14-10. Now over at the Meadowlands today, the New York Giants are celebrating the silver and
I'm at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri, where
gift ideas. Miller Lite, great taste, less filling. Can your beer do this? And by Transamerica for life insurance and financial services, the power of the pyramid is working for you.
Kansas City Chiefs leading as we get ready for the start of the second half. They're up 14-6. They are playing without injured quarterback Joe Montana, who has 5 starts for the year. Dave Craig has also started 5 times. The Chiefs are 7-2. They're leading by 8. They've got a 2-game edge, Dan, in their division with that 7-2 record. How do you think they ought to treat Joe when he comes back as a starter?
Well, they're going to have to break him in gradually. I don't think they can expect him to play an entire 4 quarters. He's 37 years old, and fatigue has been a factor in his 2 injuries when he pulled his hamstring. One was against San Diego, came late in the game, and then against Miami when he spent the night before in a hospital with a kidney stone problem. So perhaps they ought to just platoon him like they do in preseason, along with Dave Craig. Craig has been effective. They got a great defense. They've got a 2-game lead in this tough division, and they're 4-0 in the division, so they have a little bit of leeway there. The main thing is you don't want to lose Montana for the playoffs. That's the key thing for Kansas City.
And that is a fear that the Chiefs have, because they feel they brought him back from the hamstring a little prematurely, and then he re-injured it 3 weeks ago. Chris Gardocki will kick off for Chicago, and Fred Jones goes back as the deep man for the Chiefs. Again, 2 touchdowns by Marcus Allen gave Kansas City a 14-0 lead. However, they have lost 2 of their starting defensive linemen, Neil Smith and Dan Salamua, with injuries. Tracy Rogers on the inactive list because of an injury, and Jaime Fields, his replacement, broke a hand in warm-ups before the game. So injury problems for the Chief defense, and Gardocki, doesn't matter which way the wind is blowing. Settle down, Gardocki. Settle down.
Now, without Joe Montana, it's been another old-timer, Marcus Allen. The first touchdown, a great job of following his fullback and just sneaking in behind number 45, Ernie Thompson. Allen gets in easily. Good job here by the line and the tight ends. Hayes crushes Dent, and then the power of Marcus Allen bowling over another USC Trojan, Mark Carrier, into the end zone.
See that Chicago has really played well rushing the ball. The 1 turnover was costly and set up the first touchdown. That was a Neil Smith interception. First down and 10, Craig back. Right side, incomplete. That may have been tipped. It was.
Thank goodness it was tipped. That looked like Gardocki's kickoff. Not often will it go end over end. Craig has had a lot of passes blocked in his career. This one is Trace Armstrong there with the left arm, and that one did go end over end. Again, they're trying to start the game or a series with that patented hook pattern to the wide receiver.
Second down and 10 from the 20. Joe Kane threatens a blitz, and he's coming. On the run blitz, Marcus Allen takes it to the outside. Darnell Wolford gets down and makes an ankle tackle. That's a pickup of 5 yards, and it'll be 3rd and 5. Kansas City is 1 of 3 on 3rd down conversions.
That's one thing the Bears have in their defense, is excellent tacklers in their secondary, led by Sean Gale, who Bob Slowick, their defense coordinator, says he's one of the best tacklers he's ever been around. He's got ability to slip blocks and keep his eye on the running back.
3rd and 5. 4-man rush for Chicago, and the pass is caught by the tight end up at the 40-yard line. Dante Jones makes the tackle, a gain of 17. Keith Cash with the catch.
And in the offensive line with a nice job again of giving Dave Craig a lot of room to maneuver back there. That's a pretty good red wall there. Zott, Grunhard, Ziegler, and Will Shields. Great name for an offensive lineman, Shields.
You would think so. 1st and 10. Marcus Allen hit behind the line and dropped this time.
The reason I think so, Verne, is because I played with the Shields. Billy Shields was my left tackle in San Diego for a number of years and did a great job of protecting my old blind side. Key play on this one was Richard Dent from the left side of the screen. His penetration is going to get in here and just give Marcus Allen no room to move to the outside.
That's a loss of 2, and it sets up a 2nd down and 12. Opening moments, quarter number 3, 14-6 Kansas City. and they'll test the middle, and then Marcus Allen darts around the right end again and picks up about 4 near the 44-yard line.
What I can't understand about the Kansas City attack today is Craig has been sacked just one time, and that's when they were in a must-pass situation at the end of the first half. Other than that, he's had all the time in the world to throw, and they continue to run the ball on 1st and 2nd down. Now he's in a obvious passing situation.
3rd and 8. Willie Davis, Fred Jones, J.J. Burden are in. Blitz is threatened by Carrier. And to Max Blitz. Craig has to throw it away. Tipped by Armstrong and incomplete. And Chris Zorich making a beeline for the ball. Couldn't quite get there. But Armstrong with his 2nd knockdown. Chris Zorich, who suffered the heartbreak of the Notre Dame loss last night.
You see Jones is coming right up the middle. He's got the free shot on the quarterback, and Craig just trying to get rid of it. Real lucky that Armstrong didn't get after that and pick it off after he deflected it. Good defensive call by Wanstead and the Bears.
Ryan Barker back to punt for the 3rd time, and Terry Obie ready to return it. He waits at the 15-yard line. There's Barker. And that's not a particularly effective punt. Out of bounds in the vicinity of the 25-yard line. Well, the crowd is kind of settled down now, and what gets a sense that Chicago is very much in this ball game. Kansas City has the lead. 2 Chicago field goals and missed opportunities for them today.
Well, this interception on the first drive really killed the Bears. It was a shovel pass that Neil Smith read right away. Unfortunately for him, he sprained his ankle, but it was on this 4th down and very short where the Bears decide to go up the top. You look at the top of the screen here, and Harbaugh's got to make a decision whether not to throw that ball and just run it in.
Dan Salamua is back in the defensive line with a stinger, a shoulder neck injury. Harbaugh hands it off to Tim Worley, and there is nothing there at right guard. Todd Perry is getting the start at right guard. John Wojciechowski injured last week.
Fortunately for Harbaugh, they've been running the ball well today. Been most effective up the middle. To the left side, just 17 yards. That's a 3-yard average. But most of their work has been right up the middle. That's very impressive. Fontenot, Bortz, and rookie Todd Perry.
2nd down and 9. That's Ironhead Hayward in motion, kind of. And Worley moves it to the 30-yard line. Tim Worley, a one-time #1 draft choice of the Pittsburgh Steelers, was chatting with us last night and said he holds nothing but good feelings against the Steelers. Their coach, Bill Cowher. The Steelers opted to go with Barry Foster as their starting running back. Worley, of course, had some off-the-field problems, and he felt like the Pittsburgh organization stayed behind him during that time and had very kind thoughts about them despite their decision to let him come to Chicago.
Good move for Pittsburgh, for Chicago, and for Worley.
3rd down and 6. Harbaugh, here comes Derek Thomas, and Harbaugh is going to beat the rush, and he's done a ton. Slides down at the 48-yard line. That's a 22-yard gain for Jim Harbaugh, after Thomas almost got it.
Well, Thomas was being held by Troy Auzine, number 70. Left side of the screen here. He just hooked Thomas, but this is a great run by Harbaugh. And watch at the end of this. I thought that if you slid, that nobody could hit you. He slides feet first, and then he gets tagged by Mincy and Bayless.
That's a gain of 22, despite the takedown by Auzine. 1st down and 10. They'll try the middle again and pick up 3 down to the 45-yard line. Tim Worley gets the carry. Dallas was trailing Atlanta at the half. Let's check in and see what's going on. Here's Craig Gumbel.
Verne, it's a bigger lead. Bobby Hebert, his 2nd touchdown pass of the game. 2nd one to Mike Pritchard. Great catch in the end zone. 10-yarder. 20-0. Falcons over the Cowboys in the 3rd. Verne.
I find it so interesting in terms of what's going on there today, Dan, that we had that short chat with Ron Turner last night, who had just talked to his brother Norv and said they were very concerned about today. 2nd and 7. Play action. Harbaugh lobs it out for Hayward. Oh, here comes a ton. There was a discernible tilt to the right side of the field. A 20-yard gain.
Again, Harbaugh just showing outstanding athletic ability. He's in real trouble here after the fake to Hayward. Number 58 is coming after him. That's Thomas. Gets it away at the last minute. And now this is Hayward's longest pass reception of the year, 20 yards. And shake, rattle, and roll right down the middle of the field.
And only his 8th catch of the season. That one not by design. Motion in the line. Flags are down. Here's Worley. Worley to the 5. Touchdown at the play stands.
And it'll stand. The Chiefs were offsides.
25-yard gain for Tim Worley. There was motion in the middle of the line.
And that got the Chiefs out of position. Worley cracked the line of scrimmage, and there was nobody there.
Offside. Defense, number 97. Penalty is declined. Touchdown.
Dan Salamua was the offside member of the Kansas City line. And now Butler on to kick it out of Gardaki's hold. 14-12 KC with 8:16 remaining in the third quarter. Blocked. How about that? Dale Carter.
From the right side of the screen, Carter's going to lay out. The Chiefs do this as well as any team in football. Great effort by number 34. He takes it right off the foot of Kevin Butler. But it's the offsides, and then it's Tim Worley's first touchdown as a Chicago Bear that closes this lead to 2.
5 yards out, his first TD as a Chicago Bear. The extra point blocked, but it's still pulls Chicago to within 2. Now here's Gardaki's kick. It's a dandy again. Fred Jones, however, will be able to return this one. Oh my! Benny Thompson, as much as anybody, was a part of that. His own teammate, and a flag is thrown. Number 46 got in the midst of that collision, and Fred Jones really got belted. Holding against Kansas City.
Boy, this will pin the Chiefs deep in their own end again.
Boy, really, you get a sense that it's slipping away from the Chiefs.
I think it's called self-destruction. Talk about destruction here. It looked like Percy Snow, 96, and Albert Fontenot, 74, met Fred Jones and dropped him.
It was Benny Thompson who was guilty of the holding call, number 46. And time has been called because of Fred Jones' injury. He's down at the 22. 14-12 with 8 minutes and 7 seconds remaining, quarter number 3. Quarter number 3, the offensive line of the Chicago Bears getting a rest.
And getting some help from number 45, Craig Hayward, as he's going to block 2 guys. Derek Thomas, 58, and 50, Eric Anderson. And that's why Worley goes into the end zone with just 1 guy touching him.
Extra point blocked, 14-12, and now the Kansas City Chiefs have it following the penalty. Fred Jones, by the way, did walk off without assistance. And we'll get an update on his injury in a moment. 1st and 10. Steve Cash in motion. Craig back. Here comes the rush from Zorich. And Burton makes the grab at the 33-yard line. 21-yard gain.
Well, and that really gets the Chiefs out of a hole, and it's one of their few positive plays they've had in a long time in this ball game.
That's the first catch of the ball game for J.J. Burton. Dave Craig is 8 of 11 for only 93 yards. Now Todd McNair is in the backfield. McNair on a sweep to the right. And Zorich up over the top. Makes the tackle at the 35-yard line.
Zorich runs like a linebacker. Here he is right here. He'll just keep going down the line of scrimmage and finally get in on the tackle. Great speed from number 97 and quickness. The Bears defensive ends and linebackers are forcing the Chiefs to cut it up. And that's where Zorich and company are making the tackles.
Second down and 9. 14-12, 6:50 to go, third quarter. KC leads it. Play action. Craig rolls left. He's in trouble. They got him. Richard Dent. His 9th sack of the season.
Heck of a year for Dent. This is just the 10th game, and he's telling the Chiefs, don't be running those plays over here. I'm the colonel here. I got more sacks now than I had all last year when he only had 8.5. Still has the athletic ability to run, jump over the top of a blocker, and then chase down the quarterback. And then talk to the opposing sideline.
He just got a battlefield promotion. That's General Dent.
Yeah, I wonder how many years he has to play to get that star.
Third down and 17. 14-12. Here's Craig back. They stunt defensively. Craig goes right side, and it's caught by Willie Davis. Oh boy, John Mangum in front, Mark Carrier behind, and Willie Davis with a huge catch.
Shows you the type of competitor that Dave Craig is and has always been. After the sack, he doesn't let it rattle him. He throws the ball right into the perfect zone here to Davis, drops it over the head of Mangum 26 and in front of Carrier 20. Great throw by Craig.
19-yard gain on 3rd and 17. Willie Davis with the grab. The report from the bench, Fred Jones, a bruised left hand, probably will be back. Marcus Allen comes left. Dante Jones hauls him down from behind. He got to the 50-yard line. And the clock shows 5:25 to go, third quarter. Allen, who earlier in the day went over the 9,000-yard mark for his career and scored both touchdowns for the KC Chiefs.
Well, it looked real easy for Allen and the Chiefs earlier in this game. Bear defense has done a good job, but these guys, the offense, who are taking a pretty good rest there. There's Big Ironhead and Worley doing a great job running the ball against a very good KC defense.
Second down and 7. Davis comes in motion near side. It's play fake. Craig, right side. It's caught at the 40, first down. This one in front of Sean Gale. Gain of 11. J.J. Burden with the catch.
Play action passes is another way of getting everybody to block. You keep both backs in. After they fake to Allen, he's going to look to pick up a linebacker. But Craig does a nice job of hiding the ball on the hip. Gale is fooled to begin with, and that's just enough for Craig to get the completion.
There's Sean Gale, the longtime veteran defensive back. Play fake again. Craig rolling right. Pumps once, fires it back. Incomplete behind the intended receiver, Burden, at the 35. We haven't mentioned it, but no turnovers so far for Kansas City. As a team, between them, Dave Craig and Joe Montana, only 3 interceptions this season.
And that may be low in the NFL. Dallas came into their game with Atlanta today with just 2, but being down 20-0, you got to figure that Atlanta may have picked Kozar off.
Craig has thrown 2 interceptions, both of those in his first start of the year. And Joe Montana just 1. Second down and 10. Allen comes in motion near side. This time they slip the ball to Kimball Anders, and he slips tackles and moves it down to the 29-yard line. Boy, when they've needed the big play on this drive, they've gotten it, and that's a gain of 11. Donnell Wolford with the tackle.
Very rarely will you see a defensive man's fingers off sides, but that's Dent. Here's the point of the ball right here. He is 4 inches or 4 fingers off sides.
Well, if you're a general, you can do that sort of thing.
You get demoted, though, for that.
Kimball Anders with a big run. And now first down and 10. 14-12, Kansas City has the lead. Anders again, big hole right side. Ricky Siglar helped with the blocks, and Danny Villa did as well. He's in there for Will Shields right now.
The Chiefs are getting back to the things that were successful for them earlier in the game. Some play action and then just power running behind that offensive line. Good block on the kick out there by Ricky Siglar. Remember, he was in San Francisco trying to beat out Harris Barton and Steve Wallace, a couple of Pro Bowl players. That's why he wasn't playing then, and that's why he's starting now for Kansas City.
2nd down and 1. Gregg looking in the end zone, settles short. The ball is tipped and then caught. And here's Marcus Allen with a first down at the 10-yard line.
What a great player Marcus Allen is. Keeps his concentration after Dent gets a hand on the ball. And then watch at the end of this, he's going to drill Jeremy Lincoln right there and drop him. Also got a great block on his way to Lincoln.
Passing through Omaha. First and goal at the 9.
Route 66?
Sometimes I don't know where, you know, it just happens.
Okay, bud.
All right, first and goal at the 9. Allen is dropped. Dante Jones was the first one there. And so also was Ron Cox, -3 on that play. Now this has been, thus far, though, a very impressive drive.
Cox seems like he's got ESP on this play. Watch as he just sees exactly where the ball is going, gets inside the block of the tight end, and then inside the trap block by Dave Zott. Great play by Cox.
2nd and goal from the 12. Kimball Anders back in the lineup. And they'll give it to Kimball Anders, and he tests the middle. Well, obviously the crowd didn't think that was the best play that they could have called. There are murmurings here.
Keith Cash is going to be trying to block the Colonel here. Richard Dent on the outside, and he's trying to block him with the wrong side of his body. That old butt block. Dent says, get that butt block out of here. That ain't going to work.
3rd and goal from the 11. Marcus Allen back in as the only running back now. 2 receivers left side, 1 split off to the right. Blitz threatened by the Bears. They're coming, and they trap the play and move it down to the 2-yard line. But that is not. They had to get in the end zone. Now Willie Davis gets into it. The crowd wants the Chiefs to go for it on 4th and goal from the 2. Richard Dent is waving, says, bring it on.
Well, what this does, if the field goal is good, it increases the lead to 5. And that's what Schottenheimer's thinking about. Got a 2-point lead now.
Nick Lowry, who is 15 of 20 for the season. Now in his 14th year, and this will be from 20 yards. The lead is 5.
Bears come up with a key 3rd down hold of the Chiefs here as they call the blitz, and Allen has 1 guy to beat, and Magnum stops him short.
To go quarter number 3, the lead back to 5 now. Kansas City after the 20-yard field goal from Nick Lowry. 17-12, Kansas City. By the way, one of the visitors here today is Hall of Fame member and coach Sid Gilman, who is brought in once a year by Carl Peterson, the general manager. The Chiefs are 5-0 whenever Sid Gilman makes an appearance here. They lead by 5 now. Here's the catch taken by Conway back at the 5-yard line. Well, 4 of the top 10 touchdown passers in NFL history are here in the stadium today. Dave Craig with 215. Lenny Dawson, who is a radio broadcaster for the Chiefs, with 239 career touchdowns. That guy is on the list, 250. But the guy who leads the list is right here. We surprised you with this, right?
Well, I'm not exactly the leader of those 4 guys. I'm just glad we're not talking about interceptions today.
Or fumbles. 254 passes, and among the quartet, 958 National Football League touchdown passes.
And they were all perfect strikes, too.
That's right. No deflections in the bunch. Harbaugh to Keith Jennings, the tight end, who doesn't catch many. And that ball is caught at the 29. Albert Lewis with the tackle. It's a good one. We've got a quarter to play. 17-12. Kansas City leads the Chicago Bears. 15, Verne, Lunquist, Dan Fouts, 77,000 plus at Arrowhead Stadium. It's 17-12. Kansas City leads it. Chicago, though, averaging 243 yards in offense per game already with 248. And they have run the ball extremely well. Here is Craig Hayward out across the 30 near the 32-yard line. That's a gain of 3.
And if you were to measure each team's comfort level, you'd have to think that the Bears feel pretty good about the way they're going. This is not really the kind of stat you want to see. That 290 may be going up, too. He may be outweighing just about everybody in this whole stadium.
His teammates speculate that he's in the 320 vicinity.
But he's amazingly quick, nimble feet, and is having a heck of a day.
He's played very well, including a big catch and run on the last touchdown pass. Here is Keith Jennings, wide open, right side. Lonnie Martz catches up with him, number 51, but the Bears have a fresh set of downs out near the 49-yard line.
And a new weapon in tight end Keith Jennings came in the game with 5 catches on the year. He's already got 2.
That's a 14-yard gain.
And now he's looking up at the old replay board, Vernon, and admiring his handiwork. We can allow that. I mean, it's only 7th catch of the year. Go ahead and look at it, Keith.
Detroit on top of Green Bay. 17-16. You saw that Dallas had scored. New tight end Scott Galbraith caught that one. Here's Anderson, who's back in the lineup, and he's out near the 48.
And one thing Wannstedt said about his running back rotation with Anderson and Worley, it's important to have your starting tailback carry the ball 25 times. But he's really splitting it right down the middle between Anderson and Worley today. That's 11 rushes for Anderson and 10 for Worley. And now Worley's back in the game and looking for his 11th rush.
2nd down and 8. Anderson out, Worley in. Backs in the eye. Hayward, the fullback. Gedney, the tight end. There's motion from Salamua. A flag is down, and so's the ball. And it's picked up by Dale Carter. He'll score, but check the flag. Dan Salamua may have jumped offside. This one could come back.
This one will hurt the Chiefs more than any other this year, as this could have won the ball game if in fact it is against the Chiefs.
Well, Schottenheimer is asking, it's against Kansas City. Bring it back. Marty Schottenheimer thought perhaps there was illegal motion on the play.
He was begging for illegal motion on the play. Salamua just jumps right now into the neutral zone there. And a big play for the Chiefs defense goes for naught.
5-yard penalty. Repeat the down. 2nd down.
Wipe out the touchdown return by Dale Carter. That's the 2nd time that Salamua has jumped offside today.
And it's ironic that that's one of the main things that Schottenheimer was talking about yesterday, how many penalties his team has had, but more specifically, how many times his defense has been offsides.
2nd down. Eric Anderson makes the tackle. And a player is down. Tim Worley is the injured player. And time has been called while they tend to him. Hey, that group is Tim Worley, who is about to have a seat. The best news for the Bears is that Tim Worley was able to walk off the field without assistance.
Yeah, it looked like he might have sprained an ankle or a knee. They were looking at both legs there for a while, but he walked off without a limp. That is a good sign.
3rd and 5. Stunts, no blitz. The pass left side, Robert Green. It'll be 4th down. Kevin Ross made the tackle, a big one.
That's why Kevin Ross is in the ball game playing free safety. Adolph said he wants to get his best players on the field. Ross moved from corner, vacated that spot for Dale Carter. He made a big tackle that time.
Here is Chris Gardocki. And the second fair catch called by the Chiefs today. J.J. Burden makes the grab at the 16-yard line. 12:28 remaining in the ball game. 31-yard punt, nothing on the return.
Sponsored by Miller Lite.
Marcus Allen has 2 touchdowns and has also gone over 9,000 yards. Neil Smith out in the first quarter with the sprained ankle, has not returned, and Chicago, as you can see, rushing the ball very well. Kansas City over 102 yards. 17-12, 12:28 remaining. Todd McNair and Kimball Anders are the running backs. Danny Villa has moved into left guard to Dave Zott defensively. And here's a big hole for Todd McNair. To the 27-yard line. That's a gain of 12 and a first down. Sean Gale with the tackle.
The Chiefs go right after Alonzo Spellman, who's replacing Richard Dent on that left side. Here's Spellman right here, and this is a huge hole right off the left side. Spellman runs himself out of the play, and then Cox gets caught up in the interference, and that's a nice way to start a drive.
McNair and Marcus Allen in the backfield now after that 12-yard gain. First down and 10. 17-12, 11:45 remaining in the ball game. Craig looking right all the way, incomplete. A little too far right as Joe Kane was covering Marcus Allen.
That's one of the differences in Montana and Dave Craig. Montana is the ultimate touch passer, and Dave Craig basically is a fastball thrower. And another difference between the two of them, of which there are many, is that Montana has more patience in this offense, and Dave, his motor's running pretty good most of the time, and if he needs to be effective in this offense, he has to show more patience in the pocket.
Second down and 10. Ernie Thompson's in the lineup. There's a flag down, and the play doesn't go anywhere. Chris Zorich made the tackle. Paul Hackett was chatting with us yesterday, the offensive coordinator who is well versed in the West Coast offense, and he said the conversations are so difficult. With Montana, there's a shorthand, and here's the call.
Offside, defense, number 90, 5-yard penalty.
That's Spellman.
Down, second down.
Paul Hackett, who was with the Cowboys for a while and out on the West Coast before that, and then at Pittsburgh, and he said he and Joe go back so far that they can have a shorthand conversation, but with Dave Craig, the language is difficult in terms of discussing the offense.
And the other thing that Hackett, in preparing for this game, he went back to 1989 and studied the tapes of the 49ers playing the Cowboys.
That's because he wanted to see the defensive scheme that Dave Wanstead had employed when he was defensive coordinator in Dallas. Here comes the safety blitz, and there is Craig in deep trouble. Carl Simpson and Trace Armstrong. That's the 3rd sack today.
They'll probably split this one, and that'll give Simpson his first half a sack in his NFL career.
Every half a sack counts. Big. When you've got a clause in your contract.
I'm so glad they do something special for these big, mean defensive linemen. You know, I think Simpson would have got that one all by himself, so I'll give him both halves of that one, Verne.
3rd sack of Dave Craig. No fumbles today, however. 3 batted balls, 2 by Trace Armstrong, but also no interceptions. This Chicago defensive unit, despite playing very, very well, has now gone 2 games and 3 quarters without grabbing a takeaway.
John Rainwater, 207,258 miles.
William Bailey, 120.
League is sponsored by Toyota, maker of the all-new two-door Camry Coupe, built in America and every bit of Camry. Hewlett-Packard DeskJet and LaserJet printers. McDonald's, what you want is what you get at McDonald's today. And by Mobilink Cellular Service, it's simply the way to communicate.
10 seconds shy of 11 minutes remaining in the ball game. A sea of red, a crowd of 76,872 here at this gorgeous stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. And the Chiefs lead it. They have a 3rd down and 15 right now. 17-12, Craig back to throw. A lot of time. Fires right side, incomplete. Is there a flag? No, there is not.
Amazing timing by Wolford to drill the receiver, come right over the top just as the ball's getting there. This is why Donnell Wolford will be in Hawaii in February playing in the Pro Bowl. Perfect timing.
That will bring on Brian Barker to punt it away. Terry Obie waits for it at the 36-yard line. Obie for the season with an 8.7 yards per return average. And this one will be returned. Obie at the 38. Goes right and looks for blocking help. Good field position for the Chicago Bears as Obie counterpunches out near the 50-yard line. A 39-yard punt and 12 on the return. Coming up at 4:30 Eastern today on CBS Sports, final round coverage of the Franklin Funds Shark Shootout. I want to be very careful when you say that, right here on CBS Sports. Greg Norman's having another awful week.
Yeah.
400,000 on Tuesday, said he played poorly. First and 10 from the 50. Harbaugh dodges out of a tackle, and then Salamua gets him. That's the first sack of the day for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Dan said that he received instructions from his sons, Rocky and David, yesterday to, hey, Dad, just go bust some heads. He got a head that time, and it was a quarterback, Harbaugh. 3.5 sacks on the year for Salamua.
2nd and 12. Here's the toss. There's Derek Thomas. And that gets the crowd right back in the thick of this one.
The timing is way off on the blocking pattern here. Looks like Hayward was thinking about, maybe I should block Thomas. That's about a 5-yard loss for Derek Thomas, and every bit as important as a sack at this juncture of the game. Hasn't made a lot of spectacular plays this year, but Schottenheimer says he likes his consistency.
3rd and 17 with 9:28 remaining. Harbaugh, right side. It'll be 4th down and 10. Robert Green with the catch. Kevin Ross makes the tackle.
I'll tell you what, that's 2 outstanding tackles in a row in the nickel situation by Kevin Ross on Robert Green. It was mano a mano on the outside there. Look at 31 matched up with 22, left side of the screen. This is a great job of breaking down and making the tackle.
Gardocki with the punt. This will bounce at the 20, and it's a Chicago roll down to the 10, or near the 10. And is stopped at the 12-yard line. 39-yard punt. Again, no return. 8:44 remaining in regulation. Point lead, but they have it deep in their own end of the field where they have spent most of this half. This game presented by authority of the National Football League, and this CBS telecast is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the expressed written consent of CBS, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the National Football League is prohibited. Alonzo Spellman defensively in at left end this time. Dave Craig has his back split behind him, and he will throw from the 5. Comes right. J.J. Burden makes the catch. The ball tipped, flags are down.
Now the flags will be picked up because the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. The officials couldn't see that. They're looking correctly at the secondary.
There's no foul on the play as the pass had been tipped prior to contact. The result of the play is first down.
Made the catch.
Yeah, that's a heck of a catch.
You
Watch this ball after it's deflected here. Looks like Simpson. This is 4 times today, but Craig showing that fastball is good enough to get through that hand and all the way to his receiver.
J.J. Burton makes the grab. That is his 3rd for 43 yards. And it's first down and 10 at the 22-yard line. 17-12 with 8:23 remaining. Blitz is coming. Craig trips and falls. And is tackled then at the 20-yard line.
That's really the most embarrassing thing to happen to a quarterback, aside from throwing a interception on a shovel pass, perhaps. But Craig got stepped on as he was pulling away from center. It looked like Grunhard stepped back and tripped him. Hey, you're down there and you're just waiting for the world to fall in on top of you, and you don't have to wait long because it's gonna.
In this case, it was Alonzo Spellman who got there first. That's a loss of 3, and it's second down and 13. But Dave Craig has not turned it over today. No interceptions, no fumbles. And off on second and 13. Marcus Allen tries to spin out of the tackle and does get it out to the 25-yard line. Chris Zorich made the stop. There was the darndest scene here yesterday afternoon late as the shadows were lengthening. Chris Zorich, who of course was an All-American at Notre Dame, his teammate is Tom Waddle, who played at Boston College. They were gathered and getting a pep talk in the middle of the field from Dave Wanstead, and there were other groups around here with 2 small portable television sets watching the last 3 minutes of Notre Dame and Boston College. And Tom Waddle tried to contain his glee when Boston College won it, but it was a little tough. 3rd and 9. Incomplete, 4th down. Waddle at one point right after listen to me. After Notre Dame had scored on the 4th and goal from the 4, Waddle looked out of the group at us, and he said, "Is this misery over yet?" Talking about the Notre Dame BC game. Then had to go in and pretend like he cared what Wanstead was saying, only to learn that his alma mater had shocked the Irish and won the game.
But he did not go up and taunt Chris Zorich.
No, no, no.
Much too smart for that.
Here's a great punt. Obi back at the 29-yard line. Breaks out of a tackle and can't break out of the 2nd and 3rd and is down at the 36. Coming up this Thursday at 12 noon Eastern, our special Thanksgiving edition of the NFL Today. A cornucopia of holiday treats include, that's what it says here, a look at Barry Sanders through the eyes of his mom and dad from his hometown of Wichita, Kansas. Then a big Central Division showdown. Barry and the Lions host the Chicago Bears, who would like to go in on a victory, but they trail by 5 with 6:49 to go. This is a very significant drive in the ball game. And it's going to be Neil Anderson. Tim Worley is out with a sprained knee, and his return is doubtful.
It's kind of fitting, though, that the Bears and the Lions are playing on Thanksgiving. That's the way it should be. 2 NFC Central teams playing on Thanksgiving Day.
But they may have to do it without Bob Christian.
Who is out with mononucleosis, you bet.
Second and 7. It'll be 3rd and 5.
And this is just what the Bears did not want to do, is to run the ball and get very little yardage on 1st and 2nd down, because now they're almost forced to throw the ball. And that pass rush has been very effective in the 2nd half, containing Harbaugh, and he hasn't been able to break free for any of his runs that he did so well in the 1st half.
Chicago is only one of its last 6 on 3rd down conversions. Harbaugh, quarterback draw. Now they're 2 of 7. And they have a fresh set of downs at the 50-yard line, a gain of 9.
Real heads-up coaching by Ron Turner, realizing what he's facing here. He's got an outstanding runner as a quarterback in Harbaugh. The Chiefs are coming with the all-out pass rush on 3rd and long. Quick quarterback draw, picks up a key first down right to midfield.
Jim Harbaugh with 62 yards on 6 carries now. Worley has 59. Anderson has 38. Play fake. Harbaugh going deep right side for Waddle. And it's intercepted inside the 5.
Albert Lewis, 33 times in his career he's intercepted passes, and this is as big as any of them. Harbaugh's second pick of the day, trying to get the ball to Waddle after an out-and-up move, and you're not going to fool Albert Lewis. No way. Plus, he has the speed to overtake Waddle, who's not the fastest wide receiver in the league, maybe the slowest.
Yeah, you'd expect that play with Conway and not with Waddle.
Well, they worked it to Conway last week against the Chargers and got a touchdown out of it, but watch the move by Waddle. Look at Lewis. He's not buying any of it. He was waiting for the fake. Now he's going to outrun Waddle to the ball and pick it off. Great play by Albert Lewis.
And then a gracious play by Albert Lewis. He walked over and handed the ball to somebody sitting in the end zone. Here's Craig out of the end zone. Oh, he had to get rid of it. And Kimball Anders was a potential receiver, but not much doubt that Dave Craig heaved that one away.
You know, and if you throw the ball away and you're called for it intentionally grounding in the end zone, that's a safety. So that was real fortunate for Craig. He didn't get the flag, but this Bear defense now, they're in a position where they can win the game for their offense. With a turnover, something they haven't been able to get for, it seems like, a month now. They need one here.
No turnovers in this game. None in the last 2 prior to this one. Craig will throw out of the end zone. Maybe. Fires it. Bobbled. Intercepted. Picked off by Jeremy Lincoln and down at the 5-yard line. Oh, my goodness. Jonathan Hayes had it bounce off his hands.
And so uncharacteristic for Schottenheimer and the Chiefs to be throwing the ball when they're backed up so far. Good coverage in the secondary by this Bear defense. Then the fastball is going to go off the hands of Hayes. He bounces it up in the air. A gift for Lincoln, who came real close to taking it all the way in. Now the question is, can the Bear offense push it across?
They've got to go 5 yards. Jeremy Lincoln's first interception in the NFL. Officially call it the 4-yard line. Worley on the bench with a sprained knee. Hayward gets the call, and the pile moves with him. Hayward came into this game with only 154 yards rushing for the season. That's his 5th carry today. He also had a big pass catch, and he's made a couple of terrific blocks. 4 minutes, 5 seconds to go. 2nd and goal from the 2. 5-point margin. Hayward again, the lone running back. Hayward gets the handoff, and he's knocked down at the 1. Tracy Simeon, number 54, made the tackle and then gives Harbaugh an earful.
You know, without a lead blocker in there for Hayward, he's pretty much limited to going down when he gets the first bit of contact. He's got to do it all on his own here. There's just too many Chiefs there, no lead blocker, and Ironhead stopped after about a half a yard.
Now they leave Hayward as the lead blocker and Neil Anderson is the I-back. 3rd and goal. Anderson, touchdown, Chicago. And And the Bears have claimed the lead. Last week against the San Diego Chargers, down 10-zip, came back and won. Today, down 14-0, and they fought back to lead by 1.
Great call by Ron Turner. Misdirection on the goal line. The offensive line has to hold their blocks just a little bit longer. But they executed that play perfectly, and he went in easily.
Butler's extra point looked like it might have been tipped, and a flag is down. As Butler got hit after he kicked the extra point, he was hit by Dale Carter.
Thompson saying that the ball was deflected. But to no avail, as this is going to be roughing the kicker.
I thought it might have been.
Running into the kicker. Field goal is good. Extra point is good. 5-yard penalty on the kickoff.
One of the guys wanted to see the replay. Okay, here it is. Thank goodness we don't have it anymore in this league, but it looks like Carter may have got a hand on it, but he does take down Kevin Butler. And this will be assessed on the kickoff coming up. Well, here's the misdirection play. Watch the block by Hayward. They're going to start to the left side here and then come back to off the right side of the offensive line. Ozine with a key block, and Anderson goes in for the 50th time in his career on the ground. There's the misdirection. It's a counter gap play, which is a difficult play to run on the goal line, but the Bears made it look easy.
Neil Anderson gets the touchdown after the Jeremy Lincoln interception. I still go back after Albert Lewis picked off the pass, and I'm in somewhat of a state of shock that, nursing a 5-point lead, Paul Hackett opts to throw twice from the end zone.
And it's almost like they're going against the original thought about playing conservatively and letting their defense win the game. Now what you're looking at is you're looking back to that extra point that was blocked by Dale Carter that has resulted in this 2-point lead. So the Chiefs and Nick Lowry are just, a field goal away from winning it.
Fred Jones back to return it. Hard carrier will hold as Gardocki kicks it off. And that'll chase Jones into the middle of the end zone. It started this last sequence of events with this Albert Lewis interception.
Well, and Harbaugh's going to say, well, it was as good as a punt that went out on the 2-yard line, because this is the result. The second pass play in a row where Craig had pressure, had to throw the first one away, and then this one, Jonathan Hayes, shows why he doesn't catch a lot of passes, bounces it up in the air for the pick by Lincoln, and then the perfectly executed counter play. Anderson following Ozine and Ironhead Hayward in for the score.
Kansas City has already used one of its timeouts. They have 2 left, and the clock shows 3 minutes and 5 seconds. From the 20, Craig hands it off. Marcus Allen, big hole, bigger hole. Broke a tackle at the 30 and moves it out to the 36-yard line. Trace Armstrong, number 93, makes the stop, but an 18-yard gain.
That's really a key play because it shrinks the field for Lowry. Lowry only needs 30 yards now to get within a 50-yard field goal.
2:40 remaining. Craig back. In trouble. Caught and dropped. Zorich got him. That is the 4th sack today.
Oh, and it's a passing game that's killing the Chiefs right now. Interception on the previous drive, and now this big sack of 8 yards.
Kansas City will go without using a timeout. 2nd and 18. Craig back, looks left, throws it away, intended for Willie Davis. Jeremy Lincoln was the defender in the area. And Craig now 12 of 22 for 145.
Remember, Lowry has a career long of 58 yards. He's done that twice, but it's been 8 years since he's hit one from that far away. Got a 52-yarder this year against Denver. He's well capable, especially here at Arrowhead, where he's so familiar with the winds and the turf.
But first, it's 3rd and 18. Steps up, nobody open. Scrambles back, freelances. They chase him. McMichael is chasing him now. Craig pulls up and heaves it downfield where a man is open and the ball is incomplete. Sean Gale was the defender on J.J. Burden. And it's 4th and 18.
And the punting team's coming out. You just got to hand it to this Bear defense. Amazing the way they've hung in there in this game and the way they've hung in throughout the year. Their offense has struggled so much, led by players such as Gale and Dent, and with young players like Zorich and Jeremy Lincoln.
Now Brian Barker back to punt again. Terry Obie waits for it near the 30-yard line. Obie gets by Dale Carter. Nice return out near the 38. A 40-yard punt and 9 on the return. And we have reached the 2-minute warning, which comes with 1 minute and 55 seconds remaining. Chicago has the ball, a 2-point lead, and 3 timeouts. In the third quarter, after a Worley touchdown, Dale Carter, knife through from the left side, blocked the extra point. And because of that play by Dale Carter, the lead is now 2, which gives Kansas City a chance for a win with a field goal. But first, this defensive unit has to get the ball back. The Bears, who have run the ball on the ground, most times they do run on the ground, 185 yards.
I'm saying here, we ran the ball in the air.
I know you did. That's what I was thinking about. Anderson. KC has 2 timeouts to use. Now they use one of them. Kevin Ross signals a timeout. And the Chiefs are down to 1. Well, this is a Kansas City team under Marty Schottenheimer, 7-2 for the year, undefeated at home this season. Though it hasn't all been easy. They struggled in that Monday night game when Green Bay came in, coughed it up 6 times and lost. Tom Grunhard hopes he can do something about it. So does J.J. Burden and Dave Craig. They've got to watch the Kansas City defense. And here's the toss left as Neil Anderson cuts it upfield to the 42-yard line. And timeout is called again by the Chiefs. That's their last one. 1 minute and 45 seconds remaining in the ball game. Chicago leads by a couple. 1:45 remaining in regulation. A 2-point edge for the Chicago Bears. They face a 3rd and 6.
Look for the Bears to keep it on the ground.
Play fake. And Harbaugh's in trouble. Darren Mickle was back there, number 92, playing in place of the injured Neil Smith.
They're just not going to respect the play fake. They're thinking it's 3rd and 8. They got to get after the quarterback, and that's exactly what they did. Mickle was right there where Harbaugh wanted to roll out. Clock continues to run, though. KC has no timeouts.
Down to 1:25. Dale Carter waits for the punt. Dale Carter has not made a fair catch all season. Burden has been back earlier in the game. Gardocki has had only 12 punts returned in 1993. They're going to take a timeout. And they stopped the clock.
But did they? There's a penalty flag down on the field for delay of game.
Yep.
Bears did try to call timeout at the 1-second mark on the play clock.
Here's Hantak, delay of game.
Didn't get it done.
Well, they chop a lot of time off the clock.
Well, they're trying to save just that 1 second. This shows you the confidence, though, that Wannstedt has in his defense. And he should be very confident of them for what they've accomplished this year.
See that Gardocki has not been blocked the last 134 times out. And again, only 12 punts returned this year. And Carter has not made a fair catch this season. There's a high snap, and Gardocki sends it off the side of his foot. And it gets, oh, they're going to rule it. No play. Bring it back. It's a dead ball foul. And that wipes out a big moment for the Bears because Gardocki got one heck of a bounce. Here's Dick Antek.
Turn the game clock to read 1 minute and 7 seconds. There was no snap. The center snapped the ball prior to the ball being put into play. There is no play. Please return the game clock to read 1 minute. Thank you.
Somehow I don't think Dave Wanstead is pleased.
Well, this snap is real high from Gedney to Gardocki. It's a great catch. And then he's got to pull it down and kick it quickly because he thinks that they may be trying to block it. Got a great roll, but Gedney snapped it too soon.
We'll try it again. Carter at the 35. Good snap this time. Nice and high. And Carter has to make the fair catch for the first time in 1993. A 42-yard punt, nothing on the return. Chiefs get it back at their own 25. When the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Administration, accuses the CIA of drug smuggling, that's the kind of story no one can resist. Only on 60 Minutes tonight on CBS. Then it's Murder, She Wrote, followed by a Walton Thanksgiving reunion. Nick Lowry. Anything around 50 to 55, he's got a shot. Here's Craig back. Across the middle, caught by Fred Jones. Clock can't be stopped.
They need about 40 yards from this point right here to get Lowry within a 50-yard field goal. Bears are laying on the receivers there, trying to eat up as much time as possible.
Maurice Douglas was laying on top of the receiver. Second down. Craig goes left side, caught by Anders out of bounds with a first down at the 38-yard line. .40 seconds to go.
But the Bears know exactly what they need to do here. They know Lowry's range, and they're going to play it very conservatively in the secondary, keep everything in front of them, and then close on the ball.
In order to give Lowry a 50-yard kick, the Chiefs need another 32 yards. Craig goes deep across the middle. Dante Jones, hands of stone.
Yeah. He's got 2 picks this year, but that one may have been the easiest one for him. That ball just kind of floated on him at the last moment, went right through his hands. But did you see how deep he was in the secondary? That's your middle linebacker back 20 yards in his pass drop.
35 seconds remaining in regulation. 19-17, Chicago leads. Kansas City, no timeouts, and they have a second down. Craig goes deep left side. Incomplete. The diving Fred Jones couldn't get it. It'll be third down.
Well, remember, Fred Jones has an injured left arm, and you wonder if that had anything to do with him not making this catch. Wonderful throw by Craig, gets it over the head of number 37, Mo Douglas, right there. That ball should have been caught by Fred Jones.
.30 seconds to go. Welcome those of you who are watching Dallas and Atlanta. It's third down here, and there's an offside. Richard Dent came across. Was he drawn across? It's 19-17 Chicago.
Offside. Defense, number 95. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Penalty is against Richard Dent and the Chicago Bears. That'll leave it at a third down and 5. It's 19-17 Chicago. They were down 14-0. Came back with Jeremy Lincoln, intercepted a pass, deflected ball. That gave Chicago a first and goal. They scored the go-ahead touchdown. And now the Chiefs are trying to give Nick Lowry a chance to win it. The difference would be then a blocked extra point by Dale Carter in the third quarter. Here's Craig back on third down. Deep right side. Incomplete. And J.J. Burden was wide open.
That's something that's plagued the secondary of the Bears earlier this year. Blown coverages. That time, Burden is going to be, as you said, Verne, you don't get more wide open. And Craig really overthrew this one badly. But he catches that ball right there. That puts him at about a 55-yarder for Lowry. And Craig wants that one back.
Instead, he faces a 4th down and 5 with 25 seconds to go, trailing by 2. Rush coming. Craig is caught and dropped. That is the 5th sack of Dave Craig today.
And the Bears are nuts on the sidelines, as well they should. Come from behind victory like this one for Wanstead, led by his defense. The key play, the turnover, interception by Jeremy Lincoln that set up the winning touchdown.
Well, Dave Wanstead said if we can just play conservatively enough and stay in this and give our defense a chance to win it, we've got a chance. And looking beyond this, Wanstead said of his own division, hey, nobody in this division is playing very well. He was a little more graphic than that.
Yeah, he doesn't think that his Bears are out of it by any means. Came in real confident about his plan. And you can have confidence when you have a good defense, and the Bears have a better than a good defense.
The Kansas City Chiefs squander a 14-point lead, and they lose for the first time at home. They won last week when most folks thought the Raiders would win it. And the Bears go on the road for the 2nd week in a row. They come from behind for the 2nd week in a row. They defeat an AFC Western Division foe for the 2nd week in a row. And they go to Detroit on Thursday, a game that you'll see on CBS, rather pleased with themselves. Chicago wins it 19-17. Field goals from Kevin Butler in the first half, a touchdown run by Tim Worley in the third quarter, and then the big play of the ball game, Jeremy Lincoln's interception of a deflected pass that set up a Neil Anderson touchdown run for the go-ahead points.
Bears go to 5-5, and that NFC Central Division race is wide open. And with this type of defense, the Bears go into Detroit feeling awful good about themselves and back into playing in their division.
Meanwhile, in Denver and Los Angeles and San Diego and Seattle, there are smiles all around.
Not often do you have a 2-game lead in your division at the midpoint of the season. Well, it's not going to be two-game lead anymore for Kansas City.
There's a fellow who played very well today.
And if he has